Hey, what's up? Welcome back. I'm Jay Jones, founder of the Divorce and Custody Success Training Program, and this is the most important part of that training, the Get Your Mind Right module. Okay, this is the thing that actually people pay me thousands of dollars for, just this part. And I want you to know something. Everything's going to be all right, okay? I've got you. Sometimes people come to the beginning of this and number one, they don't think it's going to work. I get it. Skepticism is fine. Or they're totally freaked out. All right, I get that too. Don't worry. You're not alone in feeling that way. And I've helped people to feel like you have, like you do right now. I'm going to help you too. Everything's going to be all right. I've got you. Okay? We're going to start by making sure that we've got your mind right. Now, here's why that's important. I'll start with a personal story. This is not just something that for me is academic. See, there was a time, it's one of the worst times of my life. We actually call it the dark time in my family. Let's see. I had just been diagnosed with cancer. My marriage had already been falling apart. My son was having these weird syncopatic, like passing out for no reason episodes. Get through the cancer, stage 3 colon cancer, 6 years out, doing great. But at the time, very dark time, having to do chemo and whatnot. Then the wheels are coming off on the marriage, and my business is having some challenges. It sucked. And we were talking about divorce. Sucked. And everything in my world seemed like it was taking control of me. And I felt very much like I was really a victim. Why was this happening? Why was my partner having her own issues? What was going on with my kid? What's going on with the business? Why the hell was this going on in my life? And then something just made me stop. To be honest, I'm not quite sure what. I remember kind of freaking out one morning and thinking, stop, just stop. What is it that you want? And touched with a lesson I learned years ago as a Franklin Covey trainer. I'm a big 7 Habits of Highly Effective People guy. You should check the book out. It'll help. And one of those things is begin with the end in mind. All right. Put first things first and begin with the end in mind. What are you trying to do here? Like, I don't know, trying to survive, make it through the day. Like, yeah, look, dude, I don't have time for this. No, again, the inner voice. Hey, come on, what are we going to do here? We learned in Aikido, sometimes you got to breathe and focus. All right. And I realized what I most wanted was to be loving. I wanted to be loving towards my son and my daughter, loving towards my wife, loving to myself, which was a real challenge because I really felt like crap at the time. I wanted to be more loving and I wanted to be brave, fearless in pursuing a happier, better life because where I was sucked. So I went home and I told my wife that. And we ended up going through counseling. We separated, which is why we call it the dark time. But she was also very brave and I took my goal and she ended up coming up with her own goals. And together, what we decided was we wanted to be loving to one another. Yes, as partners, but more as friends, people that we'd always we really liked each other. We still do. And it's always been a core part of our relationship. A lot of people love their spouses, but really don't like them. I see that a lot in my line of work. And that we wanted to do right by our kids and that we wanted to be fearless in going after being happy, whatever that looked like. It turned out that meant us being together in a new way. Frankly, she was going through some medical stuff of her own that we had to deal with, that we discovered through the process. And now we're in another phase of life. And has it always been roses? No. Has it been more awesome because we know what we're dedicated to, which is happiness, whatever that looks like for us as individuals and as couples and taking care of our kids? Yes. Because we knew that we individually had our minds right around what we wanted to achieve. We wanted to be loving and to have happiness in our lives no matter what that looked like. And we were willing to do the work to make it happen. And you know what? I'm going to help you find out what it is you want. Okay? What's the thing that's going to help you through that tough time? That's going to make you stop and say, okay, whatever it is, I'm going to do what it takes to get it because this is what I want. By the time we get to the end of this exercise, this module, you're going to have some tools from some of the best minds in the world, actually, that will help you have an image in your head of what it is you want to achieve. Not just at the end of this case, but really you can use these tools to decide what it is you want to get out of your life. And that is why this is the most important thing that I teach, the most important thing that I do. This is what I'm about. And I truly hope that it helps you. Okay? So come with me on this. I got a little water here, handy dandy notes. Let's dive in. Okay. So let's see, where do I want to start with this? Now, I guess I share with you why it's so important to me, but let me share why it's so important to you. Here's what happens if you don't get this right, okay? If you don't have your mind right, if you don't have an image in your head of what you're trying to build and create in this process, you will feel like you are either, see if this sounds familiar, a victim of your ex. They piss me off, they make me so angry, or they are always doing X, Y, Z to me, or this or that, or this question, I don't know why they're acting this way. I don't know why they do what they do. You don't want to even bother with that question. That way lies insanity. It will make you nuts. Or you could feel that same way about their lawyer. Okay, yeah, that happens. Or you might feel that way about yourself. I don't know why I'm like this. I can't seem to get my mind right. I don't seem to be able to get a handle on the situation. Well, that's all going to go away. Okay, and the reason that we're doing this exercise is so if you're feeling any of those things, that stops now. You're going to get your mind right because you're going to have an image of what it is you want to achieve, okay? That's why we're doing this, so that you don't feel like you're a victim in this circumstance, not to yourself, not to your ex, not to their lawyer, not to your lawyer, not to anyone. This is a process of creation, whether it's a divorce or a custody case. You are creating the next phase of your life, right? Now is your time to raise your voice, your inner voice and your outer one, and define what it is you want that to look like. And you can't do that if you don't have a clear vision in your head about what it is you're trying to achieve. Okay, so that's why we focus so hard on this. Okay, thanks for staying with me on that. I want you to make sure that you stay future focused. You may have read that phrase in the ebook, the 5 Secrets to Divorce and Custody Success. Hopefully, obviously, if you've read that, if you're in this course, maybe you've seen it in your handy dandy planner. Make sure you have that near you because we're going to need it soon. But what you most want to do here is start thinking not about the past, not even about how you feel right now, but about how you want to feel, how you want your life to look. Okay? So there's a couple of things that are going to help you get there. So hold on, checking out my little Tony Robbins planner. You'll see this a lot as we go through this year. Okay? So there's something I want you to think about checking out. And it's a book, it's 99 cents. It's called Feeling is the Secret. It's by Neville Goddard. And a lot of the stuff that you would read from Tony Robbins or from any of the greats when it comes to figuring out what you want to do with your life, you can find in this book. It goes back a ways. You can download it for 99 cents off Amazon. Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. Can't recommend it enough. It will literally change your life. And it's a super quick read. It's like that thick. I mean, it's easy. So take a little time, throw it on your phone, read it in the bathroom like a lot of us do these days, right? Let's be real. And go on ahead and get that book going. Get it for yourself. It's something that you owe yourself. Okay? A lot of the other tools I'm going to give you are free. So 99 cents and free is not too bad. I want you to go on ahead and be willing to put in the time because that's going to be the major cost for you here. But it's going to give you the greatest return. The time that you put in now is going to come back to you in peace of mind, in less stress, and saving you thousands and thousands of dollars in attorney fees because you are going to be right on target with whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Okay? So, remember to write that down. Feeling is a Secret by Neville Goddard. And there's something else I want you to think of. It's just a simple phrase by a fellow that I love. named Mike Dooley. He's trademarked this phrase, so this is his. Not mine, Mike Dooley, Dooley. And he simply says that thoughts become things. Choose the good ones, okay? That's what we're going to be focusing on here. What are the thoughts that we want you to be focusing on so that those things become real in your life? Okay, now, I mentioned that I was a Franklin Covey guy. Years ago, I got sent to Franklin Covey by an actual law firm of mine. I ended up becoming one of their trainers. As a young dude, it was a brief part of my life, but something was very powerful. It's partly why I'm talking to you. I use these tools all the time to create my family, obviously, to create stuff for this business, to create for my other business. It's how I ended up with a black belt. It's how I ended up as an award-winning singer. It's something that I use all the time. And the thing that I use most from that is the mission statement, all right? I'm not getting too woo-woo. It's not going to take forever, right? It's not going to be hard. And again, it's free. But they do have something called a mission statement generator. Just go to their website, fill it out, like go through the process, and it'll kick out a mission statement for you, and they'll email it to you. And it's free. Did I mention free? I feel like I'd have a little guy coming across the screen. We'll sign free. Okay. Imagine that. We don't have the budget for it, but imagine, okay? Free mission statement. This thing is going to be your touchstone when you're lost or confused, okay? And it's something I want you to have. You owe it to yourself to have it. And it's the thing that when you were sitting down and talking to, whether it's a spouse that you're, or an ex that you're working something out with, or that you're talking to an attorney, you're going to be able to tell them, hey, look, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm trying to do. Even if you don't show them the document, when you're talking to them, it can be in your mind. Here's what I am trying to achieve. This is what I am about. Okay? I certainly have my own that I really hope I live up to every day. I make things, sell things, connect with people, make them feel good in the most honorable way that I can. That's my jam. That's what I do every day. Do I always get there? No. Do I try? Yes. Does that keep me on target? Yeah. Hopefully this will do the same thing for you. Now that might not be your jam, okay? Maybe you're like, I'm just not feeling this program. I don't like Covey. I don't know. He was a great dude. But still, maybe it's not your thing. There's another thing that you can do. Another exercise by a guy named Lewis Howes. Now, you may have heard of Lewis Howes. He has one of the top 100 podcasts in the world. Let's see if I get the title right on this thing. Yeah, it's The School of Greatness. That's an awesome title, okay? And the guy has really built himself into someone who you should be checking out if you were looking to build something, anything in your life. The guy went from having nothing as an athlete that had a career, really cut short by a wrist injury, and to starting from his, I think his sister's couch, to really being a worldwide thought leader. He has an exercise called the Perfect Day. Okay, you can download that, type in Perfect Day, Lewis Howes, and free, he will send you an exercise for that. Or also free, hop online and go to YouTube. He will actually walk you through the process. It's an interview that it does there. I'll see if I can get the link for that for you guys and see if we can put that into the planner for you. Either way, all you got to do is the Perfect Day exercise. And it's simply this. It's very, very simple. Imagine the perfect day. You wake up, like if you have kids are good. Maybe you're in a relationship. Maybe right now you just don't want to be. You're living in the place that you dream of the most. You're having the best time. Whether your ex is cool or not, everything is handled in that area, right? Like maybe your lawyer's got it. Maybe you've got it. Everything's sweet. Your career is kicking along. And you are about to do something with your morning that just makes you want to spring out of bed. And you write down your day like that, okay? Every half an hour. Here's what it looks like. Here's what I'm wearing. Here's what I'm doing. Here's where I'm going. Here's what I'm seeing. This is my perfect day, right? As you write that down, it's going to start to give you a certain feeling that you can remain attached to. And as you write down the exercise, and writing it down, super important, is part of what makes it real for you, okay? Then you're going to start to see, man, maybe I could have a day like this. Maybe I could. I know some of it might seem woo-woo, but if you figure some of the top athletes in the world can do this, some of the top performers can visualize, can do this, you can too. It's actually pretty old. Look, the Japanese archery team, Japanese martial arts, that whole thing, They always hit the target. People wonder, how do you guys do that? As Americans, we're like, let's get the target, right? That's our thing, let's get the target. Japanese don't study that way. They actually, yeah, there's a target, but there are things we have to do to hit the target. We practice the things that we must do to hit the target. We know what the day needs to look like to practice to do the things to hit the target, so that hitting the target is simply a natural result of what we've done. Like, you can't miss the target because I've done all the things I have to do to hit the target. That's partly what this course is, all right? Getting your mind right is the first step in that. And the next part of this, the other modules, are going to be the exercises you need to take to make sure that you've set yourself up to hit your target, okay? So I really want you to take the time and do one or two, do both if you want, do either exercise, either the mission statement on Generator, or you can go through the Perfect Day exercise from Lewis Howes. It's something that you need to do, but there's something you're probably going to run into. I know I do. And it's fear. That's a great day. That sounds amazing. It's a thing I think of in one of the Will Smith movies. You said, do you just believe all the BS you just said? Look, right. You can write it down, but it doesn't mean you're going to go do it. All right. Something that everyone has to deal with. I deal with it all the time. What do you do now that you've got this goal? What if you're afraid? What if you feel like, that's all impossible? That's okay. There's an exercise from another man named Tim Ferriss. And you may have heard of Tim Ferriss, best-selling New York Times author, tremendously successful investor, and actually all around just human excellence observer, reporter, and optimizer. It's one of my heroes, frankly. I can't wait to meet the guy. Hope I get to one day. It's on my list. It's one of my perfect days. One of the things that he does, one of the most important things he does, is called fear setting. And he did a TED exercise on this, or a TED speech on this. Also, free. Just look it up online. He'll walk you through it. You can also have him email you, a fear setting exercise, a fear setting template that'll walk you through it. But imagine this. You start to think about what happens if I go after my perfect day, if I take these actions and I totally screw it up. What happens if I fail? What happens if it doesn't work out? What happens if I get partway through the process and the whole thing blows up? And really answer those questions. Like, is it going to be the end of the world? But did you die? Right? No, you didn't. Most of the time, it'll hurt, it'll suck, but you know what? You'll be able to figure it out. You've recovered from worse. That's why you're here. You're kind of a fighter. Like, you come back and do things, and that's what you want to do right now. This is going to help you take that fear, put a name on it, make it real, and make you realize, man, that's not so bad. I could probably survive that. Then it also is going to ask you, hey, what happens if I do succeed? Man, that could be pretty amazing. How much am I losing out on by not taking action right now? Which actually might go with the Tony Robbins idea of massive action. If you have a dream, you have something you want to do, start taking action in your life to make it real. Okay? Anybody that's ever heard Tony Robbins talk has heard that. If you want to look up massive action in Tony Robbins, you'll get a deluge of information. It's worth checking out. But I want you right now to focus on that Tim Ferriss fear setting exercise, because that is going to help you realize that whether you did the mission statement or you did the perfect day exercise, man, even if I feel afraid, fear's a liar. I can do this. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. There's no doubt. Millions of people have gone through this process and come out happier, better. You can too. Right on. Okay. So those are the exercises I want you to do. And all that stuff is basically, it's free. Yay. Again, the little man. Free. So now that you have the tools that you need, remember I said sometimes you're going to have to pause this. I just don't want you to go to the next module, okay? It's not going to help you. If you don't know what it is you're trying to achieve, then honestly, the work I'm doing here is not going to help. I need you to pause right now. Well, not right now, but soon. Take a break and go figure out exactly what it is you desire to create. Because this process is one of creation, right? This is the rest of your life. Let's make it rock. I hope you found this helpful. Please let me know if you did. It's the most important thing that I do, and I really hope that I made a difference for you. Thank you so much for checking it out. Go do the work, okay? Make sure that you either do the Franklin Covey mission statement generator or go on ahead and look at the perfect day exercise, and then make sure you watch Tim Ferriss on Fear Setting. And then when you're ready, go on to the next module. And I will see you there. See you soon. Bye.